Hey everyone, welcome back to Reopening the School of Science. We've got a massive game today to help try and retain our Europa League trophy. We had a nice, easy first leg win at home against Lyon. The scoreline absolutely flattered them, to be honest with you. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Still going quite well in the league, and we had quite a significant departure to touch back on in the January transfer window. Let's go. Before we get started on the episode, everyone, I just want to apologise from the last episode. The second half of the video, if you've seen it, I had to put a little black screen up, literally just with a bit of writing on. Basically, I recorded, obviously, the Monaco game. Everything was fine. Changed nothing. Then recorded the second half of the video straight after, no breaks, nothing, for the Bournemouth game. And when I was editing the footage, the music was on in the background, everything else except the mic audio didn't record at all. So yeah, it was just basically just me, mouth moving, no sound coming out. So just want to apologise for that, everyone, because yeah, it was a bit of a shame, because we had a good performance in that game. We won, I think, 3-0. So but yeah, that brings us nicely on to our form since then. So yeah, we beat Bournemouth 3-0. We then went on a continued winning streak in the league. I think we won about 10 games. We lost to Wolves in the FA Cup third round. Morgan Gibbs-White's screamer with Wolves' first shot of the game towards the end of the first half. Their keeper, I think it's still Saar, had a blinder. We absolutely dominated the game. And just got FM'd a little bit, really. Only slightly, not fully. We then drew 1-1 with City, no shame in that. 1-1 at home under their new manager Sergi Conceição. 1-1 at home. I was quite happy with that. What I wasn't happy with was blowing a 2-0 lead again against West Ham. Second time we've done that this season. Here we did it. We conceded 2 late goals in the end of the second half. This time we took an early lead and then conceded 2 goals by the end of the first half again. Icardi and Fornals scoring for West Ham. We then lost to Aston Villa, and I was starting to think, oh, come on, sort it out, guys. We dominated the game. We had Pedro Porro sent off for 2 yellow cards, and we still dominated the game. And Danny Ings scored in the 85th minute after a defensive lapse for Decore and Schlotterbeck. Dominated the game even with 10 men. And at this point, it looked like the wheels were coming off a little bit. Then we had the then we played Brighton and drew 2-2. That was a tough game. We had to come from behind twice. You will notice Rooney Bargy scoring. He has arrived, quite literally, in more ways than one, from Copenhagen. I think it was Copenhagen we got him from. We had to wait until he was 18 to join. He scored a free kick against Brighton. We then had the international break, and he then came back and he scored a free kick in a 3-0 demolition away at Chelsea, which led to then Chelsea manager Roberto Mancini getting sacked. And then we played Lyon. We'll look at that in a minute. Where we won 2-0 at home, put us in the driving seat really for the next game. And then we beat QPR 4-2 away. Now the league, we are currently second, only on goal difference. We are level on points with Liverpool with a game in hand. Now, what's really spicy is our last 3 games, we've got 2 really tough fixtures. We've got away at United, at home to Liverpool, and then away at Fulham. So this derby just before the final match week is going to be massive, potentially going to be massive if it's still going down to the wire at that point. What a game that's going to be. But yeah, let's look at the Lyon game. Quick look at the stats. As you can see, it was pretty much all us. Lyon didn't really create much. We dominated possession. And like I said, 2-0 flat at them, really. When you look at the XG of 2, but the way the game was, the way we controlled the match, honestly, it was, it really, really did flatter them. They offered nothing going forwards. But despite all that, it wasn't until the second half when we got our breakthrough. Rooney Bargy laying on the cross, for Charles de Ketelaere, who bulleted a header in. And we only really made certain of the win and really probably secured our place for next time. In the 89th minute, Bargy again pulling it back for Decore, who yeah, keeper just didn't read it at all. Lovely finish by Decore for actually his first goal of the season. Decore has been a really good player for us since we've been here. Considering he's not got any massively standout technical attributes apart from, like, you know, his technique. Everything else is, you know, passing 15, you know, like a good level, but nothing stellar. He's been generally really reliable for us in that box-to-box role. He had a 7.04 in his first season, 8 assists. Dropped off a little bit on the output, but still, you know, just under a 7 match rating. And this season he's, you know, averaging again just under a 7. So, you know, he's been really, really solid for us, and, you know, he's meant that we've not really had to worry too much about that box-to-box role. Him and Tolisso kind of alternate around that, really. And that brings us nicely onto transfers, which don't worry everyone, I wasn't going to forget. Now the big one was we did actually manage to sell Calvert-Lewin for 60 million in the end to Inter. Now we couldn't get much more from than that. We had to structure it, so we think we got 40 up front, and the rest was in installments, and then like add-ons, I think, like for league goals or appearances or something for the remaining 5 mil, which, you know what, we were quite happy with, to be honest with you. He's currently unhappy. He's not scored in 8 games for the Serie A side. He had 4 in 6 league appearances, 5 in 10 appearances in all comps. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't bad, but he just, you know, wasn't great, and he did miss probably more than he scored. And we also managed to sell Niels Nkunku for 7.5 mil to Palace. So that was a good little bit of business. Just helped trim the squad down, reduce the wage bill, and get a bit of money into the bank. Now, why is he unhappy? Just out of interest, he's just finding it difficult to settle in. Fair enough. Who knows? Maybe we'll pinch him back for half that price if we need to. And then the others were literally just a young player joining from Celtic, Leo Sinclair. Literally just someone just to go and develop in the youth team and potentially sell for a profit, because he probably won't. He's only got like a 3-star potential. He's still only young, so that could change. But you know what? If he doesn't improve massively, we'll still be able to sell him for more than the 13,000 that we bought him for. And then Rooney Bargy we signed. This is a deal that's been completed for years. I think we did it either in our first season we secured that signing, but he's just only been able to join now because of his age, and the rest were just a few low moves. So this is what the finances are looking at the moment. Now, it still doesn't look great, but 68 mil in debt is so much better than the 100 mil in debt that it was pretty much around the January window. But the what's interesting is the club is actually currently in the process of a takeover. In the process of a board takeover at the moment, and apparently the potential buyers are looking to invest about 70 mil, which will obviously probably wipe out the debt, which would be really nice. And just in time for us to move into the new stadium, Bramley Moor, at the end of the season, because this is our last season at Goodison Park. So how good would it be to win the derby, final home game of the season at Goodison Park, which is going to be here, and who knows, that could actually win us the league. Incredible scenes if it happens. So despite us having that run of form where we didn't win for 4 games, we were helped by Liverpool slipping up a few times as well. So they actually lost their first game in the league here against Newcastle, following draws to Man United and QPR, who they stuffed 9-0 on the opening day of the season. That was quite nice for that to happen, because that has allowed us to keep our hands on that title race, if that's a saying. Hands on the title race, feet in the title race, head in the title race, I don't know. But that brings us nicely onto the game against Lyon, because I've waffled on for long. Like I said, there's a lot to get through, but I have waffled on a bit there. Now we're going to go with the regular, the 4-3-3 today. We have been rotating around with the I can't think, I'm blanking, with the defensive one, the 5-3-2, because it does help save the legs on some of the players. It does help keep players fresh and fit, because it's just a little bit less intense. But we're going to go with the 4-3-3 today, just because we want to make sure we get that win. Who is he wanted by Hertha Berlin? The only issue we're having with our 3 strikers is that they're all wanting to play first team football, which is probably my fault, because it's probably the promises that I made, I would assume. yeah, it's difficult to try and balance it out when they're all at like first team standard. You'll notice that Bart Verbruggen, I know you can't quite see it, he is transfer listed. He's not played a game at all this season, to be fair. Don't get me wrong, he's a fairly decent goalkeeper. But hopefully, we've got Helmut Geisbauer joining in the summer from... Oh, where did we sign him from? Rapid Vienna, I think. He is joining, and he is a goalkeeper who is of a very good standard for the age that he is. So he'll be a perfect backup. So we don't really need Verbruggen, assuming we can get a work permit for Geisbauer, because he is young. But we are currently in the process of reapplying for that. So hopefully when he joins, he'll be able to play. He's made quite a few under 21 appearances, which I'm hoping will stand him in good stead when it comes to work permit. And yeah, therefore we don't really need Verbruggen. Now, you could argue that this would be a good chance to play him, given the fact that we've got a nice 2-0 lead. And he is better than the last time he played, but the last time we played him was in the FA Cup, 4th round in the second season, where good chance early doors for Vitinha, where we lost to Preston, and he was at fault for both of those goals. It was really quite poor goalkeeping. I know he wouldn't have been sharp, he hadn't really played much, because obviously Jordan Pickford has just been playing regularly, but given the fact that there's a lot riding on this season, we had early exits in the Carabao Cup and in the FA Cup, and there's the goal from Dele Alli for Vitaly Mikalenko pullback, and that should be the game sorted and done inside 3 minutes. Lovely worked goal. I'm just too busy chatting really to talk us through it, but yeah, it's a lovely ball over from Samek, our young Czech player that we signed. Just that a nice little chop back from Ryan Kent there. That's straight at Lopez. I think just a power caught to keep her out, to be honest with you. This is Daniel Samek, for those who are interested. He's 20 years old now. We signed him from Slavia Prague. Left him like on loan there. We signed him for 7.75 mil. We're just trying to integrate him into the squad a bit more this season. He's a good little player. Some really good solid attributes. He's got stamina of 16. Oh, Ryan Kent hits the post with the chip there. Yeah, very nice. So as I was saying, I'm just not wanting to take too many chances by playing for Verbruggen, because I can't really trust him like I can Pickford when it's looking like, basically this Europa League is a chance for us to, get a trophy this season. We've already messed up with the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, so I really want to make sure that we don't slip up here. And then obviously the league, I think it's fair to say we are in, as I said, we are in the title race before. I didn't want to get drawn into it too much in the last episode because it's still early days. But, we're coming into March now, literally at the end of Feb. I think this is the 29th of February we're playing this game. Must be a leap year. Yeah, and we're literally neck and neck with Liverpool with a game in hand. So, yeah, I just don't want to take any chances, really. Now, you could argue almost that, would our mission be accomplished here in, reopening the School of Science if we were to win the league this season? Obviously, it's all about trying to get Everton back to the glory days of the 80s when that School of Science was... so almost at its peak, really. Obviously, kind of started with the Holy Trinity of like Alan Ball and that. But in the 80s, when they were arguably one of the best teams in Europe, winning 4 out of 5 Premier Leagues or something like that, almost like City levels. Maybe not quite much. I was born in 1990, so it's a little bit before my time, and I'm not as not familiar with the history, because I do know the history, but it's not as verbatim in my mind exactly what it was. A good few FA Cup wins and stuff like that. The only reason that Everton didn't have much European success during that time was because of the Heysel disaster. So all British teams, I think, were banned from European competitions for like 4 or 5 seasons. So, or English teams anyway, because I wouldn't have thought it'd be fair to banish like Celtic and Rangers and stuff. So Champions League success would be very, very nice, but winning the league would be, certainly one step towards re-establishing Everton at the top. I suppose realistically we should try and win it at least more than once, because otherwise we're just Leicester, really, aren't we? Ryan Kent, Vitinha, that's a really quite terrible shot from Vitinha, who was the subject of a couple of bids in January from the likes of Bayern Munich, but not quite enough to make me want to sell him. I think we were getting like 60 odd mil, but I mean, Decore just hit the ball with an absolute rocket. But yeah, I mean, Vitinha's happy for me to set his asking price to 82 mil. So you know what, if he's happy with that, then I kind of want to take that personally. And this is probably about as comfortable a first half away from home as we've had all season, really. This is one thing that I have been really happy with this season, is with the squad that we've managed to procure and build, is that we've got a lot of depth, and a lot of them are quite young as well, which is really nice. But we've got, look at all these players. Patterson is in for Pedro Porro. Ballard and Renan are in for Godfrey and Schlotterbeck. Samek is in for Kraus/Tolisso. Decore started. Deli's in for CDK. And then Rooney Bargi's in on the right hand side, and we've just been able to shove Ryan Kent over onto the left. Vitinha started, obviously, but we've then got likes of Luca, Firmino, who we can bring on. Anthony Gordon still. Rooney's in. Is he going to score? No, good save from Lopez. But yeah, we've got really good depth now. I think I'm going to bring Firmino on, and maybe bring on Anthony Gordon as well. Oh yeah, and obviously we've got Nico as well, who can come on and do an absolute solid job for us. Ballard's knackered, so yeah, we'll bring on Jarrod Branthwaite, and that is the changes for the rest of the game, and that should see us through quite nicely. And we're going to do another game in a minute in the league, and hopefully I'll be paying a bit more attention to that than I have this one, because I've been just so busy catching up with everyone on what's been going on. Looks like there's been some game in the Nice-Porto game, because I'm pretty sure I saw that Porto were winning about 2-0. Now it's 3-all. Chelsea getting battered 2-0 at Athletic Club Bilbao. I can't remember what the score was from the first leg in that one. That might be, it might be like 2-0 on the night, but still like 5-2 on aggregate or something. I'm not sure. But we'll see. Love it if Chelsea got knocked out though, because that would be a big team out of the way for us. Even though we have actually done the double over them this season. What a save from Pickford. What a save. Even though we have done the double over Chelsea this season, to be fair, I wouldn't like to face them, because they're still a quality team. If they get a good manager in, it could be very hard to beat. I know he's got a tight calf, but I'm not going to take him off. And we're just going to see this game out. It's going to be a nice, comfortable 1-0 win, I think. Even if it's 1-all, they're not going to score 3 goals. Paqueta? No, smashes it over at sound. Okay, we'll take him off now if you're that adamant about taking him off. Easy days, and we'll get the draw tomorrow. Nathan Patterson as well is wanted by Real Madrid and Barcelona, I think. Did he get man of the match? Or it might have been... It's between him and Mikalenko for man of the match anyway. Yeah, man of the match was Nathan Patterson, and is he still wanted? Oh, now he's wanted by Man United and Hertha. In the January window, I was getting told he was wanted by Barcelona and Real Madrid, and we did actually reject a bid for him from someone. I can't remember who it was. He wasn't bothered about making the move. I think it was like a couple of like sort of, maybe someone like a Newcastle or something. But yeah, now the next game is in the league, and we're playing Norwich, but we're going to have the draw for the Europa League second round today. And who are we going to play? No, I don't want you guys playing tomorrow, because I want you for the game against Norwich. Now, yeah, this is our under-23s experiment, where we are literally just arranging all the friendlies for them. And we've got Juventus under-23s that we're playing in a friendly. Basically, all I do is I go into the dev center and I go to the under-23s. So this is the team we've got. Some of these are players that we've signed, like this Alec Lyle, Josh Hurst, Chris King, etc. And then we go into fixtures, and then we just go arrange friendlies, and we just pick all the teams we want them to play. We've got Young Ajax there. We've got St. Patrick Athletic from Ireland. And then, yeah, I'll just go here, and we'll maybe go large reputation team foreign, and we're going to play Saint Etienne Saint Etienne 2 there. Yeah, you just go through, do that. We've arranged a couple of tournaments, arranged a couple of leagues, mini competitions, and we just arranged multiple ones at once. And I think it seems to be working okay. We've had a few coming on really quite well. One guy who seems to have really thrived from it is Shay Cahill, who's Tim Cahill's son. Now, his attributes don't look great, and they're not, don't get me wrong, but we've had a lot of like these little up arrows suggesting that he's coming on quite well. And the other guy who's done really well is this Troy Smickley James. Again, he's probably never going to be, a first team level player for us, but it just bodes well for the fact that when we have these regens coming through, or new gens, sorry, as I should say, they could be good players for us. It could really help their development. So just ahead of the Europa League draw, we got hit with the news that the takeover was on the rocks. So that's what we like to see, isn't it, everyone? So let's see: Anderlecht, Gladbach, Porto, Napoli, Athletic, who did knock out Chelsea, against Salzburg, Sporting, Madrid, Dortmund, Arsenal, okay, Benfica, Sevilla. So we've got Lazio, Wolfsburg, or Leverkusen. Don't know. Probably could take any of them, really, let's be honest. Wolfsburg, probably the favourable of the draw. So, there's quite a few big teams potentially going to be taken out here. Porto and Napoli, Arsenal or Dortmund, Sporting or Atletico Madrid, Benfica or Sevilla, and Leverkusen or Lazio. Quite a few big names going to miss out. Oh yeah, the takeover didn't happen. Transfer embargo has been lifted, which means we're going to try once again to secure the signing of Hugo Felice, fulfill his loan release clause. And yeah, just a little one, just as we were talking about it, Everton under 23s just beat Juve under 23s 4-1. 2 goals from Smichael James, whatever his name is, and a goal for Beckham Castro, and 2 assists from Beckham Castro, someone we signed on a free from Millenarios. Free signing, and yeah, if he doesn't fulfill any sort of potential, 3-star potential, but if he doesn't really develop much more than this, I mean, he's worth 50 to 500k, so he didn't cost us anything, and we might be able to get a bit of money out of him. So yeah. And now for the Norwich game, we can quite happily rotate the team now back to a relatively full strength side. Pedro Porro is back in, Godfrey and Schlotterbeck are in, Branthwaite is starting on the left, Talisso's in, Charles is in. We're going to give Hugo Felice's game, and we've got Luca and Nino starting up front. And as you'll notice, we've gone with the 5-3-2. Like I said, intensity is a little bit less than the 4-3-3. And it just gives us a chance to save some legs for the players, keep everyone fit, and hopefully reduce the chance of any injuries. And now, like I said, it's a pretty much brand new team from the one that just played against Lyon. It's quite nice having a tactic which does seem to work quite well for us. It does seem to get us over the line in some of these games against certainly some of the lower teams as well. And I think we have used it with some success against some of the bigger teams. In fact, we had the United game at the start of the season where we actually changed the 5-3-2 in the second half, and that is what got us our goals. Luca early doors there with a header. That is one thing I do like about it, is that the wing backs really do bomb on, and they get the crosses in for the strikers. And when you've got the likes of Lorenzo Luca in there, who is going to outjump pretty much anyone, it's quite easy for him to get in on the goals. Now, by the looks of things, Liverpool aren't actually playing today, so I'm assuming this is our game in hand. They're not even playing in the Carabao Cup final. That's Arsenal and Newcastle. John Sargent hits the bar, but that's okay. He hit the bar, doesn't matter. He didn't score. So yeah, I'd love to get the win here, just to give us a bit more breathing space between Liverpool. Pedro Porro whips it in. Oof. And I just saw a little note. CDK had a wanted icon next to him. He's wanted by Real Madrid. So let's see what happens there. I wouldn't be averse to selling him. He's good, but he's not unsellable. He's not unsellable levels of good. If you can see the bulk of his technicals and his mentals around my face, then he's good. But if we can get decent wedge for him. We bought him for 31 mil, so if we can get a bit more, maybe 60 mil, I'd be quite happy. Oh, Talisso's shot just tipped onto the post. The question is, obviously, if we do sell him, who do we replace him with? I think Dele is getting to a point where he's kind of being left behind a bit by some of the other players. His star rating is dipping slightly in comparison now with the squad that we have. And he keeps costing us 10 million every so often because of his appearance, which is obviously part of the deal that brought him to Everton when they signed him for essentially nothing, and it was very much a performance-based package. Norwich, so far, holding their own. Poor delivery that from Pedro. Oh, look at this good little drive and run. Feeds it to Felice, Tolisso. Back to Felice, Tolisso. Loses the ball. Decent hustle from the Norwich players, but then they sent it all the way back and allowed us to regroup and then win the ball back. Tolisso again. Godfrey. Schlotterbeck. Pings it out to Porro. Lovely pass. Back down to Porro. Can he get a decent cross in? Finds Firmino. Saved. Firmino actually scored a hat-trick against these last time we played them. So we're hopeful for more of the same. We've had 7 shots and 6 of them have been on target. Yeah. No goal. Now they are very much focusing on crosses in Norwich, so that's forced them inside. Try and reduce their efficacy of crosses and just the volume of crosses coming into the box. I mean, they've had 6 shots and not a single one of them has hit the target. A gash leg. I'm sure you can suck that up for 5 minutes, Tolisso. We'll just bring it on to Corey. We won't bring it on Kraus. In fact, actually, I don't know if have I given to Corey the weekend off? Yeah, I've not even included him in the team. Oof. Still getting their chances, Norwich. Here's Nino. Luca. Poor layoff. Very poor layoff. Bit sloppy up top from those two. Vitinha picked up a knocks in training, so he's not fit enough to play either. Despite these crosses, they're still getting in, aren't they? Despite us trying to send them inside. I don't want Tolisso marking Sargent. He's all the way out on the wing. We've got 3 defenders. 3 centre-halves sitting in the middle. Rashika getting in round the back as well. Let's just get to half time and sort this out. So we've actually just completely changed everything. We've gone back to the 4-3-3. Mikolenko is a bit tired, so we've taken him off. Gone to a back 4. Branthwaite is going in at left back. Decore is on for Tolisso, and we brought on Rooney, Bargy for Firmino. CDK has gone onto the inside forward on the right hand side. Felice has dropped into the central midfield attacking role. Kraus has come in as the defensive midfielder. See if that helps us. So far, no, because they're still getting in. Great save from Pickford from a Todd Cantwell shot. That's really poor. Well away by Luca. What a wicked shot from Lise Melou there. It's a really gutsy performances from Norwich, and we just need to get the ball down and just play a bit of football. Dear me. That's just wide. The defending is atrocious. Schlotterbeck's not having a good game at all. Yeah, that's fine. You can mark him now. I'm going to stick Schlotterbeck on Ida. Or Ida, I don't know how it's pronounced. Rooney, Branthwaite. Rooney Bargy, can he get the ball in? Can. Decore smashes it over, that's terrible. That was really quite poor. Schlotterbeck's nervous, needs him to calm down. Felice nervous, calm down, honestly. You need to do better. Oh, and he's just scored, so let's stop berating Charles. No, not instructions, touchline shouts. Cancel them. Let's see, I didn't even see what happened then. Branthwaite, Felice, with a lovely cross, finds the CDK at the back post and he scores. So we just need to tell Schlotterbeck to calm down now instead. John Sargent hits the post and a great save from Pickford there on the rebound. Dear me. This has been a really very uncharacteristic performance for us. Really quite weak. Really quite weak. Now, I mean, to be fair, they've taken off Telesh and brought on Jerome Boateng. Are they playing Boateng at left back? Because if so, gonna have a field day down that wing. Because he's like 34 now. His pace is gone. Rooney with the cross finds Charles at the back. But oh yeah, he headed that all the way across goal then. Five minutes to go. Hugo finds Charles. Gets the cross back in. Tom Krause. Saved. Well then, Godfrey. Yeah, they're playing Boateng at left back. Okay, that's got to be the game now. So I was just closely watching the clock ticking down. Surely this is going to be the win. And that is the win. Flipping heck, we made that hard for ourselves, didn't we? So yeah, that puts us top of the league. 3 points clear. And the next game is going to be the away leg at Wolfsburg. In the Europa League second knockout round. Oof, that's only, 3 games away. So I'm going to get that sorted and I will see you then. Bit of a longer episode today, everyone. We had a lot to catch up on and we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to look forward to. Comment your thoughts down below. Can we do it? Can we get another double? We got a double last season, Carabao and League Cup. Can we get this time the league title and the Europa League? Let me know what you think down below. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, everyone. Take care. I will see you next time. Bye.